do 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 do. It's all crazy, isn't it, Amy?
Yes.
What is I think it is I didn't realise that this whole thing was as big as it was. Me and Amy have made a video. We've come back to put this bit on because maybe we found the big flood.
Yes, it sounds that way.
So there's a picture in front of you. What it is we're going to explain this picture in front of you as the video goes on. We've got Chris Monk. He's going to be talking just for a little bit. Ellie, my daughter's doing her teeth. I don't know if you can hear her with her electric toothbrush. But anyway, Chris Monk is going to talk in a minute about electrical arkings. And it just didn't dawn on me what... And he's making lots of noise. It didn't dawn on me what we were looking at completely. And in this video, we get to explain maybe big flood. Isn't that right, Amy?
Yes, it's incredible.
Yes, and so they have to watch the video to get the whole video.
That's right.
Yeah, so basically Amy's helped me to do this. And we've just realised more and more as we've gone on. So shall we start playing the video? First of all, we're going to hear Chris Monk. And then you're going to hear us explaining this picture. The big flood. Anyway, should we carry on, Amy, or have you got anything else you want to add, Amy?
Yes, no, I think we can just carry on then.
Yes, carry on.
Yes.
So real quick here, here's what I've been looking at as far as the toroids, the electric field, the magnetic field of our plane of existence here. This is in Northwest Africa. This is a negative polarity strike where an electric strike entered into the surface of the Earth. And it created this circular crater formation. And you can see how it's divided by charge density. So it just goes negative, positive, negative, positive as the distribution of the charge where this strike actually happened in historical times. It was so hot that it actually burned, and they call this welded tuft in geology. So the top layer is actually melted solid, which would be a lot of more the irons and stuff on the outside, but the center is a negative, like gypsum, silicas and salt and so forth on the negative, because it's dielectric on the negative. And then you can just cross it a little bit to the northwest, and you'll find that this is the positive pole. And this area here, so both hits happened exactly at the same time. And this raised up a mountain, Mesa, made of pure iron, and they're actually mining it today. It's an iron mine in this region here. There's a little town called Zerat, and they're actually just barely starting to scratch the surface with the mine, pulling out the iron ores, just on one edge of it, just to give you an idea of how huge this strike was. And this is just a baby, really, in the big picture. You can see that on the outside of it. Here's all the crater strikes, which pulled up probably a carbon-rich, oily type materials out of the sand. So the Middle East, we know, is rich in oil. Okay, so Vatican City and the fall of Nero and the burning of Rome, and the stories about the blue, white, hot snakes of fire crawling across the ground, burning people alive, and the stones being on fire. If you read the fall of Rome and Nero stories, we see that this is on the south of it, southern strike, where it raised up a mountain range here, a small one, and there's a town in this crater, is still there today. The center is the vortex force between the two poles, so this is positive. This is the perfectly circular lake to the north of water, and the blast would have kind of been in this zone here. And we can see that there'd be a negative strike, and it carved out a similar concave type of shape along the shoreline, and it hit here, another concave. And you could follow the path of this storm where it struck here, carved it out, and it just keeps striking along the coastline of Italy, all the way down the coastline. Yeah, there's definitely a strike there as well, right? You can see the cratering in that zone. So I've been trying to research it to find some of the history and the dates, to put some dates to some of these events, because this one doesn't appear to be wasn't that long ago, because the craters are quite small, but it certainly did look like it happened, and it changed the entire coast of Italy in one shot. It just kind of traveled through this area and would have created new mountain areas. And I think it's probably why they abandoned. At one point they were going to make with boats across here in ancient times, and they abandoned the project abruptly for some unknown reason. But I suspect it's because this storm came through, electrical storm, and just fried the coast, and they had to recover from that.
Hello everybody, today I have the beautiful Amy with me.
Hello, beautiful Karen.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a chit chat about this before we made the video, but now we're making the video. Amy, what it is, it was when we were having the replay of the Hangout with Santos, and I quite like and understand the stuff about electrical arkings, and then I said in my video afterwards, artists did 2 or 3 hangouts about it. It was great. I just really liked it. You know, you could see where it had gone in and come out. Where it goes in is abundance, like trees and things like that, and where it comes out is ores. All that, I loved it. And then it was because this person had put our hangout out in 8 parts, and and then the 8th part was this one, and it's Chris Monk with his little presentation about electrical arkings and how this, hit. There it is, and it's gone boom, boom, boom across and changed the coastlines, causing, this effect, like, where is it? I've got to find, creating this effect. And what's happening on the land is, it's happened here on the land. It's melted like a candle. It's got that hot with this storm. This is Africa. And obviously, this other one, where are we? I've lost it there. We're in Italy. But then, what it is me and Amy have been talking, because I've sent her a few pictures of the Himalayas, haven't I, Amy?
Oh, yes, Karen.
So if this is electrical arcing, and this would have caused probably quite a lot of mud flooding and stuff going on there because of the trauma that it's done to the land, I think, but we're going to get there now. Let's go there. Right, 1 second. So today I sent Amy, I had to do it in 2 pictures of this area. I mean, what it is up here has been a sea, and they're saying that when the Himalayas rose up, this water, well, it just like got spilt. And my thing is that you can see that it's spilt down here into China. Look at this, like 3D. It's come over the top of these Himalayas and down. It would have, well, on the hangout, Chris Monk says it happens quite quickly. So this would have been up and the water would have gone, it's a bit like they go up and cause this dirty great splash, and then the water leaves. Quite incredible. It took all the water, but then what it is you can see it's coming down into China, and you can see that it's come down here into the Middle East. That's incredible, isn't it, Amy?
Oh, it is, Karen.
There
yes.
It's come over and down Afghanistan, Iran, all the way into Turkey, Turkmenistan. Oh, and then we're going to show you something else in a minute when we get to that bit. But it's come down here and obviously seeped into the sea here. I mean, this would have caused an enormous great mud flood, wouldn't it? You can see the extent of damage that's happened to the land once you realise that this is raised up now with Everest on, wherever it is in here somewhere, and then this sea has gone splash and out down into the Middle East. Miles and miles, thousands of miles of damage.
Yeah, right. It sounds like a tsunami. Yeah, it could have been like a tsunami, the way it would have done it.
And so maybe that's why in these places, maybe that's why they have built on top of roofs, because That would have been a dirty,
yeah.
great big, like, I don't know, we all thought petrification would take millions of years, but it can happen much quicker. Maybe this land
Right.
has kind of petrified. It's now mountains. This is all mountains up here now.
Yes.
It must go down into Russia, up, and then with this great big drop there with the Himalayas.
Yeah.
Oh, it says UK there. Oh, I might have to look that one up, what that means. It's on the Uttarakhand, India. It says UK. What, we still own that bit, probably.
Probably so.
Yeah. Anyway, so what it is I went and looked it up, as I do. Let's hopefully it turns the page. Come on, turn the page. That's it, it's turning now. I thought it wasn't going to do it. It's taking its time.
No.
But what it is when it gets there, Amy's going to mention the name of the sea. So,
Yeah.
what's the name of the sea, Amy?
The Tethys Sea. I think we're saying that correctly.
Well done, Amy. Says that sea was an ocean that separated India from Asia and is thought to be the origin of the Himalayas. Cool. I don't know how quite they get that, but anyway, it says a bit more there, and I just started to look up a little bit more because I thought there was two seas up there, but they're saying it's one. But you can see what's happened. I've just shown you. It's spilled out all over Oh, that's the same. Oh yes. This one says, we've done that one. So where am I going? Because I was thinking, no, that's not right. I thought it would be desert and that then. Where's that one?
Oh, you mean the sea or the...
Maybe desert.
Where's that?
Not sure, but anyway, we'll just go on with this one because it's here, right? So basically, It says, yes, the Himalayas have sand dunes in the Nubaru Valley in Ladakh, whatever that is, but we'll look at that in a second. It says the Himalayas also have whatever that is, Swish, whatever that is, Siwalik. What's that? Swishy walkie. Well, it's not. Swisher like.
Yeah.
Rocks, which are formed from piles of sediment, like sand, gravel and clay, that accumulate in the foreland Himalayas. These sediments are high soil erosion and landslides caused by climate interaction and rapid rise. It happened when it rose. I mean, if that happened, I'd say that the place we lived in was far more unsettled than it is now.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
So that is where the Nubra Valley is. But just look at it. We've done this before. Just look at it. It looks like leaves. This is all electrically done. We're going to zoom in a minute. We're going to zoom out and then I'm going to zoom in. It's just incredible. Just look at it. It looks like maybe it's human skin. Or, it's like that pattern with little veins in it. Or a tree leaf. But when you zoom in, oh my God, the patterns are just incredible. We're going to zoom in.
Okay.
Because, yeah. Just look at the patterns.
Yes.
I know you can't actually see this at the moment, Amy, but look at that. It's just pattern the leaf with the little veins and all the, and then it's got the little veins going off and the bigger veins in the leaf. The stem has the bigger vein and then all the rest. I mean, I'm not saying it's even that, but I mean, it's almost gone like poof at times. All electric. Look at it. This is what we know. And that's why Chris Monk goes on about electrical storms, Amy.
Oh, yes.
We live in an electric place.
Definitely.
I mean, but the actual landscape, like with the veins in, is just incredible. And you're looking at something under a microscope.
Right.
Yeah, this is mountains. So if we zoom out, these are all mountains, and that valley. So that's where the sea was and has come out. That's there. That's where the sand dunes are. That's quite crazy. Yeah. The sand dunes are there.
Right.
But yeah, quite incredible. And then look, there it is. There's the water coming out, and look at it. What would have happened there? Great big whirl of muddy stuff, and gosh, yeah, that would have been. Well, it looks like it's taken out the whole continent. You know, the whole land.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, water settled here. We've got a bit more to go yet, haven't we, Amy?
Yes.
Which makes it even more interesting. Let's zoom out a bit because we've gone a bit deep in now. Yeah, it looks like the water could have even gone down. Is that Saudi Arabia? Whoops, it's not doing anything now. Come on. It's got to wait for it to catch up. It's got, there you go. Ooh, what countries? Have a look. It should tell me.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, the big one at the bottom. It's quite big,
Yeah.
isn't it, Saudi Arabia?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense if the water ran down there because we then went on to this one. So it makes sense that that's exactly what happened. Well, anyway, we've got to wait for the page to render now. Oh, it's so annoying. Come on, page. Oh, Google Maps. Let's just turn it off for a second. Go on then, Amy.
The Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, that one. Read that one out.
Read about the Mediterranean
No,
Sea.
about the seas.
Read
The seas that are now caught up in the same thing.
Oh,
The Black Sea.
The Red Sea, the Black Sea, and the Red Sea.
It's the Red Sea, the Black Sea, the Mediterranean, the Persian Gulf.
Yes.
But what does it say about it? It says that they're all...
I'm not sure.
I'm just doing this one first. I just want to see what this one is. Can't remember now. That's the Red Sea. Yeah, there you go. So this water, so basically, let's find it. Right, so what were you saying, Amy?
Oh, I was saying the difference between an ocean and a sea. And it says that in terms of geography, seas are smaller than oceans and are usually located where the land and ocean meet. Typically, seas are partially enclosed by land. Seas are found on the margins of the ocean and are partially enclosed by land. Because I thought growing up that we learned that there were 7 seas, but when you look up seas, there's a lot more than 7. But I think maybe I'm thinking
that's
of
because
the
they're called oceans now.
Oceans, yes, yeah. But I thought I remembered it as being seas, but there is.
You probably
7
did remember
oceans.
it was seas. They've just changed it, Amy.
Yeah, probably so.
Right, 1 second. We're going to find those words. Hang on. So, what does it say about that sea, Amy?
It says that the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea and the Mediterranean Sea are all considered remnants of the once vast Tethys Ocean.
Yeah, that means they're the puddles of that ocean. It's called an ocean there. Up there it says Tethys Ocean.
I know.
Wow. Well, no wonder. Basically, it did all this. Let's go back to the beginning picture of Google Maps. Come on, render. I've got the same problem as Chris Monk, haven't I? There we are. Yes, and then that's one we were talking about is down here. The other one. What's the name there? What is it? Nubra Valley is down here. But this would have caused an enormous great mud flood. It went up here, that's Mongolia. It went over here. Probably went into that sea down there. It didn't just go into it went into the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea, didn't it, Amy?
Yes, it did, Karen.
That's what the first article, we were trying to find it, but we haven't. And so basically, when you look, let's go back up here, it's the same thing as with what Chris Monk was talking about with Italy. So it's happened here, doof, 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 and the water's gone. And then it's gone bang, bang, bang. And then the water's all escaped down into the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf. That is what happened. a great big mud flood.
Yes. I just wonder when all this happened.
Well, we've got two now that you can see. The Chris Monk did that one in Italy. Artist has done many. But there's that one in Italy for a start, and this one was absolutely enormous. I mean, this might have caused a pole change, wouldn't it, Amy? I mean, that's an ocean unloading.
Right.
Because an electrical arcing, a humongous, because even Chris Monk said that's the ones that he was looking at are baby compared to some of the other ones. Well, this is one of the bigger ones. It went, however it happened, so we're imagining it as crack. Then within maybe seconds, everybody said this happens almost instantaneously. The land would have gone whoosh, up, and then obviously upset this ocean, which maybe was going through, oh gosh, maybe it went through there. So that created more land then, Amy.
Oh, wow.
In the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the waters escaped here, the waters escaped down here, right down to Turkey. It would have caused great, I mean, to be honest, when you go over to Greece, that's something else I just spotted. Will it go round? Come on, turn. Globe, it won't. Right, we're back on now, Amy. Yes, I actually said what it is when you look at Greece, you see the water has come off, landed here, and, yeah.
Yes.
Do you see that? Can you see that on a... You can look on the world map if you want to.
Yeah.
Do it that way, because Amy is blind. Can you do that? You can see Greece. It's just lots of little islands now, because obviously they're the tops of the mountains, aren't they? Because the water's come in and sunk most of the land in...
Right. Yes. So
we've got this thing going from Greece, Turkey, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan. I'm not saying those. Everybody can see that I can't say them. Right round here into China, down here, and it went off over there. It was Inner Mongolia towards North Korea. And water must have gone into there as well. So we've got Italy as well. Cool. What happens if they happened at the same time? What happens if you can mark it all the way across here, going doing, and it was petering out. But we've got Italy now, mud flooded, with these electrical arcings.
Yeah. Do you think it was all the same event to cause it?
And then you've got this big round thing. Oh, let's just see if we can find it. Where are you? I can't remember. Well, that looks like a lump of wood stuck in there. That's a lump of wood. I can't remember where that swirly thing is.
Oh.
But he's talking about where it is in here. It is in Africa.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I'll have to zoom in a bit more. It might take me a while.
Yeah.
Place it is.
Well, he was saying West Africa, wasn't he?
Okay, let's go over. We're on East Africa. West Africa, where are you? So, oh yeah, look, there's the cow's head. There's the cow's head. There it is. And you look at it like that. There's his nose. There's his... I was trying to find this for Jimbo the other day, and I couldn't find it. I'm going to have to tell him. I'm going to have to say, look, there's the bull. There's his ear. Maybe it's a horse, not a bull. But it looks a bit like a bull or a horse. Anyway, I couldn't find that. Now I found it again, because he's also an elephant. This is also,
yes.
We've looked at that. I can't seem to see it, Amy, and I know West Africa, so it must be up here then. Let's zoom in on this one. Oof. This is what Chris Monk was talking about on the Hangout. There it is. So let's see that when we zoom in. Yes, there it is. There's the wax looking thing.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
Yay! Well, and again, even this one was a mighty feat when it happened. So it's not rendered properly yet. Come on, render. Oh, it's so annoying. Just render. It's sort of rendering now, but it's not quite rendered yet. But this caused so much heat, it melted the land. And that's hundreds. There it is. Oh, thank God it's done it. That's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles of mountains. Look at them. But it would have been very, very hot. So you wouldn't want it to have been anywhere near that. It would have definitely evaporated you.
Yes, well.
So we found that one. What is it? And then there, and then over here is where he said the ark. Where's that on the old bull? Let's have a look. Ah, it's just a... Oh, right. So the eye of the bull is that thing. Swirly thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's
interesting.
Mr. Bull. Oh, I'm going to have to show this to Jimbo because I couldn't find him. Or it could even be a horse, but there's definitely a bull or a horse in there. But again,
Yeah.
so that's Africa now. So it's right across to Africa. We've got Africa. So obviously there's bits in there as well. And the Mediterranean's in it. There's the Mediterranean. And don't forget what they said about the Mediterranean. People have said on videos, I've watched them, that the Mediterranean had no water in it.
Oh, right.
And that there are towns and cities and things down under the sea. It wasn't full of water. It's become full of water, and it's problems that would have created so many problems with water across this plain, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would.
An
yes.
ocean unloading over that land. It's totally destroyed a lot of it. How long ago did this happen? Because we've got to Greece now.
Right.
So, and then it was happening in Italy, the next country along. So we've got it going to Italy. Italy,
Yeah.
Greece, Turkey, and across. Afghanistan, all the way across down to there. So we've got it to Italy.
Well, yeah, it really made its way through.
Yeah, it would have happened at other places as well, wouldn't it? It would have happened everywhere. So much water.
Right.
God, that would have been like the worst. It would have been like a dam going, but the worst one ever. Because it's full of so much water.
Oh, it sounds horrible, I know.
So we'll never be able to prove when it happened. But this is our mud flood.
Yeah, exactly.
Because when I was looking up one of those other tsunamis that hit everywhere, including America, I think it was the Portugal one, the water went up, the rivers went up, so it was all flooded and went up the rivers because there was so much water. Imagine what this one would have done.
Oh, it's devastating,
I mean,
yes.
the Black Sea's quite big. And the other one's quite big. Which one's that one? We've got the Black Sea, the Caspian Sea. I mean, they're quite big.
They are.
That's crazy that they're called seas and the others are called oceans. You're right. I know they were all seas.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. What do you make of that, guys? Now, I saw it. So there you go. There's the culprit, the Himalayas. They're saying that these are crashing into each other, but I don't believe that.
Yeah.
There's our mud flood all the way out to Italy, which means it would have got Spain and it would have gone further.
Right.
I mean, imagine it's happened in China and it's got to Spain.
Oh, I know.
What a mud flood this would have been. This is the Great Flood.
Yeah. It sure sounds like it.
Except we don't know when it happened.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to lie about the timing, but as houses have been built on top of houses, it probably wasn't that long ago.
Right.
Maybe it was 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, but it wasn't that long ago, I don't think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, if all that water hit Turkey, there wouldn't have been the Ottoman Empire, would there?
That's true. That's right. Yeah, that makes a big difference as to how all the empires were formed.
Wow. Anyway, anything else do you want to say, Amy?
I think it's very interesting, and if you look it up, I know it's going to tell you it was millions of years ago or something like that, because they'll talk about that sea, that thesis sea, and say that it was like millions of years ago, but I don't think it was that long ago. I don't even think we're that old, so it was like you said, it's probably not that long ago,
No.
maybe 1,000 years ago or something. But that is really incredible.
I've changed my mind now from a rhinoceros. I'm wondering whether it's a camel.
Oh, maybe it is.
His head's here. It's like a camel. Great big
A
camel.
camel.
Yeah. Anyway, Amy, thank you for helping me do that. I know it's a little bit of a different thing, but I saw that ages ago, and it's kind of annoyed me really because. Yeah, and so imagine all the other things. We could probably find it over everywhere, but that is an enormous great flood right the way round here. Right the way across, should I say.
Yes.
Right the way across. If it got Italy, it would have got to Spain. Obviously, Spain was a lot bigger then. Look, you can see a line there. So maybe all these plates are where the ocean has now taken over. Maybe that's where Doggerland went.
Oh, that's right. Yes, Doggerland.
Maybe that's when all the... this land disappeared. So there, and this, and there, and here. And this is when it all disappeared.
Yeah.
So what happened to Australia? Let's have a look. What plate that's on. Yeah, that would have been bigger. Much bigger.
Wow.
At the top. Yeah, everywhere. And of course, Indonesia. A lot of Indonesia is now under the water. Let's go down one. We've got clouds. Yeah, look at that plate there. So much of that land has gone.
Wow.
Yeah, this could have caused all this, and that would have been humongous natural. Well, who caused it? Oh, me and Amy have talked about the fact that, was it them using, technology and they did this to us? Or is it a natural disaster that's happened when, I don't know.
Right.
What do you reckon, Amy?
I always reckon that it's their technology that caused something to happen, or that they even did it on purpose or something. But I never think it's natural. I always think it's them doing something.
Yeah, me too. They've always been doing something, or they've always had a lot more technology than they're telling us about.
Right. Yeah, that's what I think too.
Well, I think we've explained that this is our mud flood.
Yes, great job.
So thank you, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen.